I want to talk to y'all about my future as a content creator. I'm just making it sound so dramatic, it's not. Lately, I've just found myself in a real stride of kind of like productivity and focus. I've been listening to this habits book, Atomic Habits. I've been really kind of like trying to take it in, analyze what I do with my time and where I'm getting it wrong. And for the last like couple of weeks where I've had to shift a few things, I can't train. That is a pufferfish. Ooh, look, the landscaping goes underwater. Distractions. I've been getting myself in like a really kind of good focused place. And I've been enjoying making videos a lot. And, you know, everything's kind of like going in the right direction, going well. And I've been thinking a lot about, you know, the future. Like, what does the future hold? And one of the things I'm doing is currently setting up a new channel related to music. This is for me to take something that I do and kind of give myself an opportunity to perhaps pursue that further in the future, which is like music journalism, music creation. Just want to establish a presence as a music-related person, let's say. So I'm working on that. And I'm also finding myself really enjoying not doing L13 anymore, okay? You're hearing it here first, peeps. I think I'm just going to ditch the L13 game. It became a little bit of a burden in the shadow of Decked Out, and I think I started building that thing way before Decked Out came out. But now, like, my pursuit of creating mini games is always like a fun thing, but I think Tango has just sort of like reached this apex with minigame creation in Minecraft. And whenever I'm like looking for aspects and elements that are fun and interesting, it always just seems like he's got it sussed out. You need to explore a pre-built area. You need motives to go back in over and over again. And, you know, the best I can come up with is basically doing a Decked Out where you go fight zombies and skeletons from a spawner, right? The limitations of survival make it feel like there isn't going to be anything quite as unique as that's going to be as fun, at least that I can currently find. So stepping back from L13 and also that Trident game that we were going to make, I've sort of freed myself up a little bit. Those things kind of ended up being a burden in my mind because I didn't think I could make them good enough. And it's been good to kind of think from a mindset of, okay, don't worry about this, let's move on. And there's this thing about like, I always forget it every time I want to bring it up. But let's say you're putting money into something and it's making losses and it doesn't look like it's going to turn around. But because you sunk, that's the word, the sunk cost fallacy. So I'm suffering from a little bit of sunk cost fallacy. I think L13 was a great concept. The way I executed it, unfortunately, it kind of meant that, you know, things came together in the wrong way and I put a ton of time and effort into this and it didn't quite work out. And it's the sunk cost fallacy. I think it's time to move on. I think it's better to move on to something else. And what I found is that I'm just very much into game design at the moment, to the point where I've been kind of researching game design programs, game design theory, although I've been into game design theory for a long time. And I just feel like I've got a couple of really great ideas in my mind for games I would like to make. And I feel like Minecraft might not be the platform in which to make them. So I'm kind of considering maybe streaming some creative game maker-ish type games, like Little Big Planet, for example. Now, that isn't me making a game. That'll be making levels, platformer levels inside of another game. But I'm considering it might be worth pursuing that sort of angle on everything that I do here. Why don't we look for other sandboxes or tools or things to do a little bit of game creation and see what we can find? I feel like it's part of the, you know, creative muscle that I like to flex, being sort of, you know, coming up with designs and concepts for gaming. Now, I've looked into some game engines, and when it comes to like programming, it's pretty much a no-go for me because I have like a small amount of time that I can shift into something to pursue this. And I don't think learning a language is going to work. I know what I'm like with this kind of stuff, and I don't really have the time for it. I'm a slow learner as it is. I kind of need to be hands-on, practical, and that's unfortunately like what Minecraft is. Like, I can come into a Minecraft world and just start goofing around with redstone and get somewhere, but the limitations of Minecraft are going to limit, what I want to do with game design. And I'm considering maybe using it and not thinking about survival Minecraft, making something where it's not about bringing it onto Hermitcraft, because survival makes it all so difficult. And, with Tango pretty much reaching the apex of what's possible here, it feels like if you want to do something different to this kind of game, you're really going to have to go off the rails a fair bit, and I don't know what that is. Gamecraft, maybe. It's kind of voxelish, but with more realistic graphics, says King Homer. Well, here's what I want to do. I just want to put out a couple of ideas for anyone watching. First of all, if you want to tweet me something like, hey, check out this game creator, right? I've checked out quite a lot of the big names like Unity, Game Maker, Game Maker 2. There's a couple of other ones around there. If you know something maybe a bit more sandboxy, that it's almost like you're playing a game to make a game, I'm open ears. The reason I put that caveat in, though, is because I've asked for requests like this before, and then I just get spammed, and it's overwhelming. The other thing I will say is, if you are like a mod pack developer, creator, and you would be interested in working with me on something, please do reach out and always share a portfolio. A common thing that will happen is people will reach out and go, I don't know how to do this, but I'm willing to learn. This is only for people that, really know how to do mod packs and have done them. If anyone is remotely interested and would, want to see what we can do together, I have this idea for a game in Minecraft that is so perfect, and I've had it for years, and on occasional times I've sunk money into trying to get it developed and it's not worked. I had this great idea for so long, and I always come back to it, and I really, really would love to design and see it out. It takes something that already exists in Minecraft that most people here love, and it finds a way to gamify it and make it super, super interesting and different. And I think many people would love it. And I was just kind of started to think maybe modded is the way to achieve this, because there's things that if you did with a data pack would kind of be not as interesting. And so I started thinking about maybe there's mod packs and mods out there I could start to investigate, play around with on stream, and do a little bit of, kind of investigation there. So yeah, this is what I love, game design, how Tango's added something to this. But I am, as you know, I'm a very creative person. I'm like a mental remixer. When I listen to music, I can hear how things could be done differently. When I play games, when I enjoy art, movies, whatever it is, my mind always likes to kind of see the constructing elements of it and then think about how they could be rearranged and they could be different. And every time I'm playing Decked Out and seeing stuff happen, I'm thinking, oh, you could do it like this, you could do it like that. The way Tango set it out, it's all fantastic. It all plays really well, but it also gets my mind brewing with ideas. I was thinking, it might have been really awesome if you only started off with 3 slots, because he's been giving extra slots as prizes, right? But maybe you find tokens inside of the dungeon that allow you to level these up. And I was thinking about how you could implement it, because you could possibly control access to slots to store things with redstone, and then you could make it so that rather each token opens it up, you have to find a token level, right? And I don't know, my mind has been spinning with ideas every time I play this game. It is so inspiring because it's so brilliant. And, it's put me on a real kind of path for that game development thing, which I always love. And every now and then I dabble my toes into it. In the past, I made Minecraft maps, and it's always been a really fun aspect. And I've just been thinking, what if I found a way to stream it, right? I can chuck in an hour a day into something different if I wanted to. And then that plus streaming time, we're talking potentially over 10 hours a week to put into something else. And that could actually be rewarding. But I've got to find the right tools. I've got to find the right direction. and learning to program won't be it. I know that's going to be incredibly slow and tedious, unfortunately. So so I am like really kind of like in the zone with the productivity lately, and like the focusing on this new idea of pursuing that game development in an interesting avenue of, you know, doing it on stream and trying to make something of this time. And I hope it goes somewhere, and check up on me with it, you know, like maybe it doesn't work out a little bit and I kind of forget about the idea. Ask me about it from time to time, because I really feel like it's something that, you know, I want to pursue, I guess. And I need a nudge, because I always come back round to these remixing ideas. And like I said, got this game in my head that I think people would love, and I've had it there for a long time.